to go? Yes. Okay. And we are back with the next talk. Very happy to have Nicolas Michel, aka Milkorva, here, who has also installations here going, and who is also known for his PCSD tool, which helps you to animate point clouds. The rest he's going to tell yourself. He's coming in from Paris. So very welcome, Nicolas, and happy to hear what you have to tell us. Thank you very much.
Is it okay? Yeah? Okay. Hi, everyone. So first of all, thank you to the Node Institute and TXM Film Festival, for having me and for organizing this kind of event. Maybe you can switch. Perfect. Okay. So hi, everyone. My name is Nicolas, aka Milkorva, and I'm a French visual and new media artist based in Paris, France. I studied contemporary and digital art at La Sorbonne, and I create generative and immersive installation. So today I'm going to make a quick introduction of my work, and then a little behind the scene of my performance, and then we're moving to a tool that I made, which is really beginner friendly if you want to experience point cloud on Touch Designer. So first, I will show you a quick show reel. You don't have sound? No? Sorry. It's better with sound? Okay. Yes. Is speaker maybe? Okay, that's right. No. Sorry. So no. No. You don't have sound? Okay, so it's okay. Sorry, I will play it without the sound. Okay. So my artistic approach is about finding a balance between the abstract and the figurative. So I create abstract works with shape, movement, or color that recall some figurative elements. And I drew a lot of inspiration from nature or natural elements, which I reinterpret digitally in order to give them a new meaning or a new purpose. And through this process, I aim to question our reality and the way we perceive things. I'm not a coder or a developer, and that's one of the things I like the most with Touch Designer is that you can create everything without adding a single line of code, just by connecting nodes to each other. And also, I really like the fact that you're not constrained by the format, because you can adapt your artworks freely, like, for example, resolving summits on the top of the screen, in a wider screen, or in a monolithic screen like this one. So the format changes, but the concept remains exactly the same. So I talk about that. I create digital ecosystems which evolve in real time. And I think time plays also an important part of my work, because of lots of parameters are evolving through time, and it's like the never-ending cycle of life. So I try more and more to incorporate nature in my artwork, mainly as an input. So for example, for waterfall whispers, which is right now exhibited in the immersive venue, I think, here. I use real video footage of waterfalls that I captured from the region where I grew up. Exactly the same for weathering summits with real images from French Alps. I also try to incorporate some sound. So with, sorry if there's no sound, with tidal echoes like this one. So I work with a friend of mine, Paul Kushnerek, with a field recorder. And he tried to capture the French seashore. And it served as the base of my creation. And finally, I also tried to test some 3D scan from a landscape, like a shading of memory just up there. So I don't want to be my artwork to be too realistic, and also don't want to copy the like a copy of nature, but more like a free interpretation of it. Yeah, in fact, I hope to find the essence of each phenomenal or natural environment. So I remove, except from art installation, I also do performance. So I talk about that, so the Rising Dusk. So it's a 30 minutes long performance. It's structured in 3 acts. And I'm not sure, do I have sound? Because I want, sorry, so there's no sound. I will talk maybe with the video. So yes, it's structures in 3 acts, and it explores how fragile our inner states can be, and how we can slowly turn into a form of strains. And for this performance, I wanted to do something more personal, apart from nature, more personal, that raises question about loss, about acceptance, and a moment where we find a form of rebirth. And even if it's a personal journey, I hope it could be also a collective experience for everyone, because I think it raises a universal concept. So sorry about the sound. So I will be performing it on Sunday, and maybe I do it another time before Sunday. So yes, perfect. So we'll switch back. Okay. So it's an audio-reactive performance. I play in real time the visual, but the audio part is composed by a friend of mine. So yes, it's a pre-mix and pre-compose. I just play the visual aspect of it, and of course it's audio-reactive. And I'm going to show you now a bit the behind the scene of this performance. So here's my session. Maybe let's play. Okay. So maybe I will show you just these settings. So I'm using a small tool made by Infranet, and it's really helpful because it simulates DOM projection. So if you don't have DOM at your studio or else, it can be really helpful to see what it will look inside a DOM. So I will enter in perform mode. So that's what I see, my main dashboard. Maybe some of you noticed that I'm using 404 user interface. I think it's called 0 UI. So here's my preview of the performance, and the same preview but with the zoom in, so I can see more details when I'm playing some effect. I've got also here my main master VFX, so really simple VFX like strobe or blackout, and I can also adjust brightness, gamma, or contrast. Here's the connecting part with Ableton, so I'm using Ableton, TD Ableton for these performances. So I received all the stems, And also I add some events, special events that trigger everything automatically. This way I can focus only on visual part and effect I like to play during the performance. Also there's a timeline. And yes, this way I can know where I am during the show. So this is the act number 2. And I can play with different settings. And what I like really with this interface, I don't know if you know 404.0 and 0 interface, but it's really simple to drag and drop some settings and it creates instantly knobs for you. And also you can create a pattern, a combination of different knobs called presets, and you can also have that preset here. So let's say I can move my camera angle like this, or can zoom in or zoom out. But I can also change a preset like this one or that one, and also adjust some settings during the performance, like rotating the camera or maybe add some noise. I can create some, some toggle like that one. So yes, I'm going to show you the last part of the, sorry, I spoiled a bit my performance, but I'm going to show you the last part, the outro. Because I'm using a point cloud for this act, and I tend to deform it in real time, and I create a small tool with that, which I will talk later about that. So you can have an attractor, and also, yes, it will up like that. Move slowly and attract everything during the when it's moving. So I will go inside the patch. So I'm using, maybe you're familiar with that, but I'm using a scene changer, which allows me to switch between a scene, so act 1, 2, and 3. And also a scene unloader, so it frees your GPU when you switch to another scene. And for this scene, this one, okay. Up. So in green is all the settings that are I receive from Ableton, and that triggers some settings in my during my performance. And I'm also using PCR. Maybe you've heard of yes, Joseph Pels, and I really like this render because it creates some organic stuff, grainy particles, and the best part is that you can also add some depth of field and increase the bokeh, or the strength of the bokeh. So it's really interesting to have this kind of render. Also, I did not mention, maybe, really fast, like this one, yes. For the performance is structured in 3 acts. So just act number 1 is chaos. So when you're having dark thoughts, maybe because of, I don't know, breaking a loss or something. And act 2 is about resilience, so transformation, resilience, when you want to experience new things. And act 3, actually, the final act, this one, yes. So it's when you made peace with yourself or with an idea, and it's more quiet now. So I'm going to talk, let's get back to CD. So I'm going to talk about now this specific deformation on a point cloud. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. We don't. I don't need the sound now. Perfect. Thank you. So let's move on to the presentation. Okay. So yes, just before showing you PCSD, the project, its origin comes from this project, Shadings of Memory, and it's a project when I 3D scan important landscape from me, from the region where I grew up, from Butte-Chaumont, which is a park in Paris. And this process, reflects, I think, how memory works, because memory are not fixed, and they can be reshaped by time or emotion. So that's why I'm using a deformation here in the point cloud. And I think, yes, the project invites us to think about what stays and what slowly disappears. So after posting this video on Instagram, I received several messages of people asking me how to create this kind of effect or manipulation on point cloud. So I create a small tool, really small tool. It's beginner friendly, and all you have to do is having a point cloud, and then you can play with it. So I'm going to make a small demo of the tool. So first, if you're totally new to point cloud, you can download app like Luma, Scaniverse, or Polycam. I think Polycam is with a paid option, but Luma and Scaniverse are totally free. And all you have to do is taking lots of photos from a place, and the app compile a point cloud, point PLY, for you, and then you can import it to Touch Designer. So I will make a small demo of it. So first, you can edit your point cloud using apps or using websites like Supersplat. It's really easy. So all you have to do is import your point cloud. Maybe I go in with that one. Yes, okay, perfect. So it's yes, a point cloud from Butte-Chaumont. And you have this kind of huge environmental sphere. Don't know exactly the scientific name for that part. So you can clean it really fast, like maybe add some sphere here and try to just select what I want from this point cloud. I will make it really brief because it's not the best part. Okay, so like this, and remove all this part. You can clean also, if you like, this section, this area. Okay. Yes, that should be fine. Okay, so then I can export in a PLY format. If you don't put accent on the title, because I'm experienced some issue with accent, so don't put accent. And now I can switch to, maybe close this one, switch to PCSD. So it's really simple. You can, of course, enter to the patch and see exactly how it's built. It's made with POPs for this version. But if you're totally new, you don't have to. You just have to press F1 to have this interface. So here's your main workflow. And of course, you can add, here's your render. So I add a small VFX node, and you can, yes, create some post-process after the point cloud. So I will import my PLY just here. Small, make that one. Okay, so now I've got my point cloud. You have two options for the renders. So Gaussian splat, if you want this kind of render, or the 3D, I mean, not basics, but the 3D instance particles. And you can also, of course, change the scale of the particles, or change the splat, the size of the splats, if you like. Okay. The first thing is you just have to, you can, if you like, change the transformation. So rotate your point cloud, maybe, yeah, 0.4, it's okay? Yes, okay. You can change the rotation of your point cloud if you like. Do some settings like change the scale, but I think it's going to be okay like that. So the main part, it's the second tab, deformation. So you can enable deformation. And also, so deformation only appears in the blue cube, which is better without wireframe, like that. And so you can select the boundaries of this deformation, just here. So maybe add a bit like that. A bit like, oh, it's really fun. Okay, like that. We switch wireframe. Okay. Maybe a bit like that. Okay. And this one too. Okay. And that one too. Okay. Okay. So now it will evolve in this specific area. And you can, by default, it's in auto mode, but of course you can switch to manual if you like, and select here the translation, so X, Y, and Z axis, like that. I also do a small video on my Patreon with Torin, Black and Smith, if you know, yeah, the guy, he's famous for media pipe, so you can control the point cloud with your finger by hand tracking with media pipe. But I will switch to auto mode. So you can also visualize the field with a small ball. And you can add the multiple settings, like changing the size of the field, like that. Maybe I will, yes, change the size of the field. Add some softness. So if I add softness, yes, it's only the field, and it creates like this effect. Or maybe, yes, add some, just a small softness like this. To reinitialize, just press 1, okay. Also, I like these settings, return initial. So in fact, return initial allows you to, the particles are by default returning to the exact position once the field moves to another part. But you can also, if you'd like, turn this setting to 0. And now the particle stay at the exact position after the field goes away. So maybe I will increase I will add a small value to that part. Yes, just a small value, okay. You can also add some noise intensity if you'd like to deform the field and change the period, like a normal noise. And you add also an option to attract or repulse the particle. So here, if I switch the noise, the particles are attracted by the center of the field. And if I select this minus maybe, I don't know, 4, yes. Press F1, yes, the particles are repulsed by the field. So I will keep it maybe 0.3, like that, okay. And you can also, there's also an option to rotate the field. So maybe I can rotate it in Z angle also, like this. And maybe put some noise, okay. So now I can move to the third tab, look. So you can choose between, the first tab, particles or Gaussian splat. Let's move to Gaussian splat. And you have multiple options, like change the size of the splat or boost the size of only the splat in the field. And you can also, if you want to deform all the splat in your model, it's also possible with these settings. Maybe crank a little bit, yes, like that. And you can boost a bit, yes, like that if you like. Okay, I add a third option now with the pop version, which is field. And you can, if you want, just see the field like that. Or also enable some cool features like proximity or line. Maybe you've heard of this stop, so line like that. And I'm not sure if it's going to run on my computer. Yeah, it's really, yes, proximity took a lot of memory. So, yeah, okay. So proximity, and you can switch between them if you'd like. Okay, up. And 3, okay. So yes, and the colors are here, so you can change the colors. Blue is right now the field, and purple is the softness of the field. And I also add another option here, so camera. So you can switch the camera. By default, you are in a camera viewport, and you can switch by playing an automatic camera with lots of options, like auto zoom if you want to zoom in or zoom out, control the rotation of this section, or tilt up or down in this area. So yes, I like just to thank lots of people from the community, church community, who helped me to build this tool and add some cool feature with it. And I think that's it for PCSD. I also make yes. Yes. I also make. You can download PCSD here, so it's free, of course. It's available on my Patreon, and also I had a second project, which is more like a promo project. If you want to test it, do I have 2 minutes? 7? Yeah. Okay. So I will show you just really quick. So if you download the patch, you have this. Okay. Okay, so if you download the patch and scan the QR code, you have also this patch. So I made some settings really fast, and so you can, yes, copy it or try new things and have fun with it, and yes, experience it with it. So yes, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicolas. I've seen you adapted your color palette of your example already to Linda, so she can use it out of the box. Yeah, it's very nice to see this tool. One of the last projects, small project I was working on, we wanted to have exactly that. And I was trying to build it, on a little budget. So it's really nice to know that if the challenge comes up, you can just go to something where somebody has spent the time. You don't have to reinvent the wheel over and over. Even though I believe in reinventing the wheel, is good to learn it yourself, but sometimes you just don't have the time and the brain. That's the two limiting factors here. So thank you very much for coming over. Would you like to share maybe with people when they can see and where they can see your shows and performances?
So yeah, the performance will be on Sunday, but we're working with the organizers because we're working with the organizer for another date, maybe before Sunday. Because I know lots of people are living on Sunday, so yes.
There is a show in the rotation in the immersive room, right? The waterfall thing?
Yes, for my performance is on Sunday right now, but yes, I've got an installation on the immersive venue, Waterfall Whispers, the waterfall.
Yeah, and then tonight we're going to have the closure dinner, and then maybe after that we can go to the immersive, to the dome and have like an exclusive touch designer community preview of the show. So thank you for that. We'll cut the questions because you can grab Nicolas and ask everything you want, and also the lunch has been served. To my understanding, the buffet is open. So please, everybody, help yourself to some excellent food. And we'll be back at 2 o'clock with Stephen Bontley, who maybe you saw yesterday, the initialization of the banyan tree. Quite complex installation, which brings together lights, lasers, visual content, sound, tracking, so everything in one project. And he's going to share how he did that. Very interesting to learn about the DMX pop workflow. Everybody who's done it tells me it's kind of revolutionizing how we use Lights and Touch Designer, making it much more easy and accessible and expandable. So stick around for that, and thank you for your attention. See you in a bit.